بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. اللهم انفعنا بما علمتنا وعلمنا ما ينفعنا وزدنا علما. اللهم نعوذ بك من علم لا ينفع ومن قلب لا يخشع ومن نفس لا تشبع ومن دعوة لا يستجاب لها. أما بعد. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is our 19th lesson, reading the second introduction of Ibn Juzay's tafsir with regards to Ghareeb al-Qur'an. We are still in the chapter of Saad, Harf Saad, and we left off on the 372 word, 72nd word. يقول المؤلف رحمه الله تعالى, the author, may Allah have mercy on him, he says, صار له معنيان. The verb صار has two meanings or two usages. الأول من الانتقال. صار meaning to move, okay, to go from one thing to another, okay, to go from one thing to another. ومنه, from amongst its examples, is تسير الأمور, okay, وإلى الله تسير الأمور, مثلا, to Allah all affairs will be returned back to, all affairs will go back to. والمصير بمعنى مكان السير, okay, the place where things will be returned back to and go back to. ثانيا, the second meaning is will be بمعنى الضم. The second meaning of sara is to bring something together, okay, to bring something together. ومضارعه يسور. Its mudari is yasuru. So the first of the meaning of intiqal was sara yasiru. This is sara yasuru. And this comes in Surah al-Baqarah, Surah al-Baqarah, from amongst the qira'ats, the way this word is recited. In this example in Surah al-Baqarah, فَصُرْهُنَّ إِلَيْكَ. Okay, فَصُرْهُنَّ إِلَيْكَ. It's talking about the story of Ibrahim alayhi salam when he asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to show him how he resurrects the dead. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered him to gather four birds to send them on subhanallah to basically kill the birds, put a head of each one on a mountain, then they all came together. فَصُرْهُنَّ إِلَيْكَ, okay? Meaning they're gonna come back to you. Is that clear?
نعم.
طيب. 373 صائقة لها ثلاثة معان. The word صائقة has three meanings in the Quran. The first is al-maut, death. And this is we have to be mindful of. It's because he gave the ism sa'iqatun. This could also be for the verb, okay, derived from it, like sa'iqa. Okay, and this comes in Surah al-Zumar, ayah 68. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions, وَنُفِخَ فِي السُّورِ فَصَائِقَ مَنْ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَنْ فِي الْأَرْضِ. He said, وَنُفِخَ فِي السُّورِ, and when the horn is blown into, فَصَائِقَ مَنْ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ, everyone in the heavens and everyone on the earth, فَصَائِقَ, will die, okay, be wiped out. Okay? That's talking about the first blowing of the trumpet. ثانيا, وكل بلاء يصيبه. The second meaning of sa'iqa is every afflicting trial that happens, such as in Surah Al-Ra'd, ayah 13. From amongst the tafasir, وَيُرْسِلُ الصَّوَائِقَ فَيُصِيبُ بِهَا مَنْ يَشَاءُ. Okay? وَيُرْسِلُ الصَّوَائِقَ فَيُصِيبُ بِهَا مَنْ يَشَاءُ. In this ayah, sawa'iq is the plural sa'iqa. Okay? But he will send upon you kullu bala'in, sawa'iq, balaya. He will send upon you trials, and it will afflict whomever he wants, whomever he wills and wants. The third meaning of sa'iqa is قطعة قطعة نار تنزل مع شدة الرعد والمطر. It's basically a thunderbolt, okay? A thunderbolt. It's a piece of fire that comes down with the severity of the thunder and rain. Talking about a thunderbolt. طيب. He says, وَجَمْعُهَا السَّوَائِقُ. The plural is sawa'iq, as I just mentioned. The third, 374. He says, أَصَرَّ عَلَى الذَّنْبِ يُسِرُّ إِصْرَارًا. The verb أَصَرَّ is on the scale of أفعل. أفعل يفعل فعلا. Here's أَصَرَّ عَلى الذَّنْبِ يُسِرُّ إِصْرَارًا. أي دام عليه ولم يتوب منه. Is to persist upon a sin, okay? To persist upon a sin and not to repent back from it, okay? And this comes in Surah Al, from amongst the places, comes in Surah Al Ali Imran, when Allah speaks about the muttaqun, the people of taqwa. He says, وَلَمْ يُسِرُّوا عَلَى مَا فَعَلُوا وَهُمْ يَفْعَلُوا وَهُمْ يَعْلَمُونَ. Okay, and they don't continue to do وَلَا يُسِرُّوا عَلَى مَا فَعَلُوا. They don't continue, persist to do what they are doing while they have knowledge. Is that clear? Now, and يقول العلماء, the people of knowledge, they mention, some of the scholars, they mention, الإصرار على الصغارة سيصيرها كبيرة. It's not agreed upon قاعدة principle, but some of the people of knowledge mention الإصرار على الصغيرة, okay, persistently doing a lesser sin, okay, سيصيرها كبيرة, turns into a major sin. It's not agreed upon قاعدة. However, is qaida mentioned by some of the people of knowledge. You ever heard that qaida, Akhi? No. We have 375, suwa'u. Suwa'u a mikyalun. Uhu siyaqatu was sa'u. Suwa'u is it was a, it was a mikyal, it was a utensil used to measure volume. It was a utensil used to measure volume, and it was usually the king. He had his own suat. It was like a it's kind of like a measuring cup, okay, a big measuring cup that you would use to uh, measure volume or to give drink, okay. And the sa'u is one of the ways of measuring that the Arabs use, okay. Okay, and the sa' is for muds. The sa'a is for muds. And the mud is, in basic terms, without giving a numeric value, it's the average, it's the size of two average men's uh, hands cupped. Okay, that's a mud, and four muds are sar. Is that clear? This comes in Surah to Yusuf, okay? قالوا نفقد صواع الملك. They said we have lost the king's sawa, okay, the king's measuring cup. Now, he says, was suwa'u be seen, the word suwa' with a seen, ismu sanamin, is the name of an idol that was worshipped in the time of people of Noah. Okay, he was a righteous man. The people, they erected a statue up after his death, and they started worshiping. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in Surah to Noah, وَلَا تَذَرُنَّ وُدًّا وَلَا سُوَاعًا. Okay, that's how it's, which verse number and which surah? Noah? Okay, Surah to Yusuf, I 72. For Suwa' قالوا نفقد صواع الملك. Okay. And for Surah to Nuh, for the word Suwa' with a scene, that's in Surah to Nuh, ayat 23. Okay. And again, be mindful of the numbering of the ayat. But وَلَا تَذَرُنَّ وُدًّا وَلَا سُوَعًا. That's how it's pronounced. Wudda. Okay. And don't leave off Wud and Suwa'. Now, 376. Sawbeen. Okay, Sawbeen. It's beneficial to mention, or at least read the a footnote here. It says كذا رسمت كلمة صابئين في النسخ الخطية بغير همز اتباعا لقراءة النافع. نعم. He says likewise the word this word صابئين, okay, is also written in other manuscripts without the hamza, okay, like it is above, okay? Like it is above, okay? Is that clear? So this word Sabin, that's how it's recited in Nafi as well as in Abu Ja'far, Sabin, but other qira'ats, they say Sabi'in, okay? So Sabin is without the Hamza. That's following the qira'ah of Nafi', which is the qira'ah that Ibn Juzay based his tafsir on, okay? It's also the way that it's recited in Abu Ja'far, okay? Sabin. He says, قوم يعبدون الملائكة يقولون إنها بنات الله بنات الله. Is the people who used to worship the angels and they used to say these are Allah's daughters. Okay. وقيل إنهم يرون تأثير الكواكب. It's also said that these people they used to believe that stars had an effect on the universe. Okay, sort of like well, fortune tellers. Okay, people who deal with astronomy. Is that clear? He says, وَفِيهِ لُغَتَانِ. It's two lughat. It's two ways to recite this, okay? Two permissible ways to recite this. Al-Hamz, with the Hamza like Sabi'in, okay? Or Sabi'un, with Tarkuhu, and leaving off the Hamza, Sabin or Sabun. Min Saba ila shay'i idha mala ilayh. Coming from the verb Saba ila shay, to incline towards something, to incline towards a thing. Now, the author says, 377, Tostalun Tefta'ilun. Here he's teaching us that the word Tostalun is really on a scale of Tefta'ilun. As we mentioned in previous classes with regards to Sarf, whenever a word is on the from the bab of Ifti'al, okay, Ifta'ala Yafta'ilu Ifti'alin, and the Fa is one of the four letters of it, the back, okay, Wasadu Dadun Ta'u Ra'un. Is the ta of ifta'ala or yafta'ilu ifti'al is going to change into a ta. So the asl is really tastali'un, okay? From istala yastali istila'in. Is that clear? Min from coming from saliya bin nar, okay? To either tasakhana biha, to burn in the fire, okay? To enter the fire, to roast in the fire. Okay, he says, what ta'u badalun min ta'i. And the ta here is substituting from the ta. Substituting from the ta. And this comes in Surah An-Naml. Okay? Surah An-Naml. O ati kumu bi shihabin faq. O ati kumu bi shihabin qabasil la'allakum tastalun. Okay? That's not the meaning of what I said. Let me say that again. Tostalun, Tostalun is from Sali ibn Nar, okay? Means to like into the fire, okay? To roast in fire. However, Tostalun means to get hot from, okay? To seek warmth from. Is that clear? To get warm by. Either to sakhana biha, okay? To seek warmth from the here he's talking about in that specific ayat, talking about the log, okay? طيب.
Afwan, Akhi. So is it still, it doesn't mean to enter, roast slash burn in the fire?
No, not in that ayah. تصطلون تصطلون بمعنى تسخنون بها. Okay, to seek warmth from it. Okay, he said, Musa said, I seen a fire. Right? He said, wait here. Right? O atikumu bi shahabin qabisin, or I'll come with the log. Right?
No.
لعلكم تصطلون. Perhaps that you all can get warmth by it. Right? Making a fire with it.
Hmm. Jameel, Akbar. So
Fikum
that in
barak.
that ayah is just the way it's different in the meaning, but the way you describe the meaning in 377 is what you initially said, which is to enter
Hey,
like a roast slash burn in the
right,
fire.
like you said, Sali ibn Nar, like you said, Sali ibn Nar. Okay, right? سيصلى نارا ذات لهب مثلا. You understand?
Nah, I'm sure.
سيصلى نارا ذات لهب. That with the meaning of roasting. Okay?
Nah, barakallah.
فيكم بارك الله. I hope that was clear. طيب. 378. So we'll just go back to 377. He basically gave us two meanings, okay? Two uses, both come in the Quran. Tastalun and Sadiya, Yasla. Okay. طيب. 378. Istafa, Istafa, a ikhtara, to choose someone, okay? To choose someone. وأصله من الصفا. It's originally from Safa. And this is also just on the same principle I just mentioned about the Bab of Ifti'al. Okay, Ifta'ala, Ifta'il, Ifta'ala. When the Fa is one of the four letters of at the back, the Ta turns into Ta. Okay, A ittakhadahu safiyan. Okay, to take someone, to choose someone. Okay, to choose someone. Yep. صغار بفتح الصاد ذلة. Sagar means low and petty. Low and petty. Okay. Okay. This comes in Surah Al-A'raf. I'm sorry, that's Surah Al-An'am. Surah Al-An'am. In the ayat, Allahu a'lamu haythu yaj'alu risalati. Okay. It's on the last page. I'm sorry, it's the last ayat on one of the pages in Surah Al-An'am. Sagar comes in Surah Al-An'am. Is that clear? I don't know the ayat number though. وَمِنْهُ صَاغِرُونَ. Amongst his usages of صَاغِرُونَ, yani, those people who are low and petty. وَالصَّغِيرُ ضِدُّ كَبِيرٌ. Saghir is the opposite of big, which is small. Which is small. صَدَفَ عَنِ الشَّيْءِ يَصْدِفُ أَيْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْهُ. صَدَفَ عَنِ الشَّيْء means to turn away from something. To turn away from something. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't give an ayat for Saghir. Saghir. Didu Kabir. From the Surah Al-Baqarah, ayat 281. Surah Al-Baqarah, ayat 281. ولا تسأموا أن تكتبوه صغيرا أو كبيرا إلى أجله. Hey, don't get bored of writing it down, meaning the debts. صغيرا أو كبيرا, whether it's small or big. إلى أجله, till its appointed time. Talking about the etiquette of writing down debts. That's just an example with صغير. صرف عن الشيء, as I mentioned, means أعرض عنه, to turn away from something. This comes in Surah Al-An'am. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions, فَمَنْ أَظْلَمُ مِمَّنْ كَذَّبَ بِآيَاتِ اللَّهِ وَصَدَفَ عَنْهَا. Who was more oppressive, who was more wrong than the one who rejects the ayats of Allah, the signs of Allah, وَصَدَفَ عَنْهَا. And he turns away from them. صَدَفَ عَنْهَا أي أعرض عنها. Is that clear? طيب. صريخ أي مغيث. صريخ مغيث. صريخ is someone who is screaming out loud, okay, in relief, seeking relief, okay, in a disaster, okay. So, yep. ومنه, from amongst his examples, ما أنا بمصرخكم, okay. ما أنا بمصرخكم, this is a statement of Shaitan, لعنة. Okay, I'm not sure the tafsir of the ayah though. طيب. So Saul, Tinun Yabisin. So Saul is dry clay. Dry clay. Okay. And this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us out of. The Surah Al-Hijr 200 and no 26. I mean 26. لقد خلقنا الإنسان من صلصال من حمأ مسنون. لقد خلقنا الإنسان من صلصال. Okay. Verily we created mankind from salsal, dry clay. He says, فَإِذَا مَسَّتْهُ النَّارُ فَهُوَ فَخَّارٌ. He says when fire touches it, then it's now called fakhar. Fakhar. Okay? Like a pottery. And then that comes in Surah Ar-Rahman. Are the differences of that clear? Now, sarhun, qasrun. Sarhun is a palace. Okay? It's a palace. Like a mansion. Qasrun. Refers to like a palace or mansion. He says, Surah An-Naml. Surah An-Naml. قيل لها ادخل الصرح. I'm sorry, ayah 45. بمعنى قصر, like a palace, a mansion. قيل لها, it was said to her, ادخل الصرح, enter the palace. Okay, ادخل الصرح. He says, وهو أيضا البناء العالي, a large, a high, lofty building. Sarhun is also a high, lofty building. I believe be like a tower, like a tower, like a tower. This is comes in Surah Al-Ghafir with this meaning of al-bina al-ali. Surah Al-Ghafir, ayah 36, the tongue of Fir'aun, Allah, alayhi. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions that he said, وَقَالَ فِرْعَوْنُ يَا هَامَانُ ابْنِ لِي صَرْحًا ابْنِ لِي صَرْحًا. Fir'aun, he said, O Haman, build for me a sarha, build for me a lofty builder tower. Okay? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah's curse be upon him. Harf al-Dad, Harf al-Dad. We will now enter the letter of Dad. It says 384. Darbun, Darbun lahu arba'atu ma'an. Okay, he says, the author says, Darb has four meanings, four meanings. Okay, as a benefit in a note, هذا من جهة الإجمال. Okay, this is in general, okay, on a basic level. كلمة الضرب عندها معاني كثيرة. Okay, the word ضرب in the Arabic language has many meanings. بعض كتب المعاجم تذكر فوق 20 معنى. Some dictionaries, they mention over 20 meanings. They mention over 20 meanings for ضرب. Okay, so this is general, okay, on a basic level. He gives four meanings though. He says, من الضرب باليد وشبهه. He says, ضرب with the meaning of hitting something, striking something with the hand or something similar to it. Such as in Surah Al-Anfal. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as well as in Surah to Muhammad, right? Or in Surah Al-Baqarah, it's idrib bi asaka, right? Idrib bi asaka, Surah Al-Baqarah, strike the river, right, with your staff. Okay, that's what shibuhu, with your staff, or such as in Surah Al-Anfal, as I mentioned. وترى إذ يتوفى الذين كفروا الملائكة يضربون وجوههم. And you will see at the time when the angels are taking the souls of the disbelievers, يضربون وجوههم. Okay, striking them in their faces. Is that clear? وَدَبَارِهِمْ وَدَبَارَهُمْ. Okay, in their butts. Okay, play it. The second meaning of darb is from the usage of min darbil amthali, striking examples, striking similitudes. Okay, so it's not a physical striking. The first one was a physical striking. This one is like how we say, let me strike a parable, strike an example. Okay, such in Surah Ibrahim, ayah 24. Alam tara kayfa daraba Allahu mathala. Haven't you seen how Allah strikes an example? فهمت? Another example, another meaning says women is safari. Darb, also in the Quran or in Arabic language, means to travel, to travel, to travel. ومنه, from amongst its usages, is ضربتم في الأرض. Okay, سافرتم في الأرض. Okay, you travel in the land, in the earth. Okay, it also comes in Surah Al-Muzammil, Surah Al-Muzammil in the last ayah. No? علم أن سيكون منكم مرضى وآخرون يضربون في الأرض. نعم. Okay. He knows that some of you are sick and some of you are traveling in throughout the land. Yep. Well, in the fourth meaning, he mentions ومن الالتزام to be how can you say this? To be composed, not composed, but forced to do something. Okay, something is binding, for something to be binding on someone. Okay. ومنه ضربت عليهم الذلة أي ألزموها. Okay, humiliation has been binding on them. Okay, he says وضربنا على آذانهم أي ألقينا عليهم النوم. Okay, this is this ayah specifically means ألقينا عليهم النوم. Okay, we strike in their ears and we made them go to sleep. Okay, we made them go to sleep. أفنضرب عنكم الذكرى. Okay, أفنضرب عنكم الذكرى. Surah الزخرف أي نمسك عنكم التذكير. Okay, are we to prevent or withhold the reminder from them? أفنضرب عنكم الذكرى. نضرب هنا يعني نمسك. Are we to withhold the reminder from them? Is that clear? He says ضاعف الشيء أي كثره. ضاعف الشيء means to multiply something, okay? To multiply something, to make something in abundant. ويجوز فيه التشديد, and it's also permissible to recite it with tashdid, meaning on a scale of fa'ala. So ضاعف وضاعف, both of them are recited in the Quran. Okay? يضاعف له العذاب يوم القيامة. Okay? So I was reciting Abu Ja'far with tashdid, or يضاعف له العذاب with the alif. Is that clear? Both with the same meaning though. Wallahu yudha'ifu liman yasha. Okay? Allah multiplies, Allah increases for whoever He wants. He says, وَضِعْفُ الشَّيْءِ بِكَسْرِ الضَّادِ. ضِعْفُ الشَّيْء, with the kasr on the dad, meaning مثله. مثله. Okay? Meaning twofold. ضِعْفُ الشَّيْء, meaning twofold of something. Okay? Two of the same for something. Okay? He says, for such as in Surah to Saba, ayah 77, فَأُولَٰئِكَ لَهُمُ جَزَاءُ الضِّعْفِ. Okay, so these people, for them is the reward of death, twofold, the same. Okay, two punishment for him too. That's one interpretation. In وَقِيلَ مِثْلُهُ. Another example is just this, the like, the similar. Okay, so one of them means twofold, meaning two of the same. The other meaning just the same. He says, وَالضِّعْفُ أيضا العذاب. The word ضِعْف in the Quran also means al-adab. Okay, such as in Surah Al-A'raf, ayah 38. فَآتِيهِمُ عَذَابًا ضِعْفًا مِنَ النَّارِ. Okay, so give them a punishment of fire. Okay, والضعف بالضم يجوز فيه الفتح. The ضعف, the word ضعف in the Quran, it's also pronounced as well, permissible to pronounce ضعف, means weakness. Okay, weakness. The masdar of ضعف. ضعف or ضعف meaning weakness. Okay, such as in Surah Rum. Surah Rum, ayah 54. Allahu alladhi khalaqakum min du'f. Okay, so it's saying Abu Ja'far. Allah is the one who created you all from weakness. Okay, it's beneficial to mention too. Notice it's only two pages for doc. I'm sorry, 2 pages for بحرف ضاد. Okay, it's not so many words in the Quran with the word ضاد. He says ضر بفتح الصاد وضمها. A ضر with the fath on the dot as well as with a dhamma like durrun بمعنى واحد. They both have the same meaning, and that means harm. Okay, ضد النفع, the opposite of benefit. Okay? He says وكذلك الضير بالياء. Likewise, the word ضير, ضير من ضار يضير ضيرا, it comes with the same meaning. Okay, such as in Surah Taha, Allah mentions that the people of Musa, they're gonna say what? La ضير, there's no harm. Okay, can't harm us. ومنه, from amongst his examples with this word of ضير is لا يضركم كيدهم. لا يضرهم كيدهم. I'm sorry. لا يضركم كيدهم. Not used to reading it like that. So he mentions this specific example here in this specific ayat because the ayat is also mentioned لا يضركم كيدهم. لا يضركم with the shadda on it. Is that clear? Both with the same meaning though. But لا يضركم كيدهم, that's from ضر يضر ضيرا or ضرا or ضرا. And this one لا يضركم. Okay, لا يضركم كيدهم. This from ضار يضير. Okay, and this is a nahi. It's a nahi. No, it's not nahi. It's not nahi. I have to check the tafsir. 1 second. I do want to look at that. Oh, 1 second. It's still here. Okay, no. Which ayah did it say? 120? No.
نعم 120 yeah.
طيب بارك الله فيك. إن تصبروا وتتقوا لا يضركم كيدهم. Mm, okay. طيب. I'm gonna go back. لا يضركم. I'm not sure the i'rab on that. Okay, I have to look at the books of i'rab. But the point is that it's from ضار يضير. طيب. I believe I just said it was a nahi, right? It's not. I don't believe it's nahi. طيب. والضراء ما يصيب من المرض والشبه. Darra is that which strikes someone, type of sickness or things similar to it. Anything that afflicts someone. Okay. I lost my page. Now, this comes in Surah Al-Baqarah. مَسَّتْهُمُ الْبَاسَاءُ وَالضَّرَّاءُ. Okay. Poverty is afflicting them, poverty striking them. وَالضَّرَّاءُ, and sickness. Or anything similar to sickness. Thing that afflicts someone. He says, Duha, أول النهار. Duha is the beginning of the day. وَالْفِعْلُ مِنْهُ أَضْحَى. The verb with this meaning is أضحى يضحي. Okay. والضحى, like Surah al-Duha. Okay. وأما الضحية بكسر الحاء يضحى في المضارع معناه برز للشمس, as the word as the what do you call it, the verb ضحية يضحى برز للشمس, يعني to be exposed to the sun. Okay, to be exposed to the sun, to be out in the open towards the sun. Right, وأصابه حرها, and it's the sun's hotness, right? The sun's warmth, the sun's hotness, you know, touches him, inflicts him. Okay, to be out in the sun, to be hot from it. Does that make sense? He says, ومنه لا تظمأ فيها ولا تضحى. Okay, لا تظمأ فيها, they won't be thirsty in it, meaning in Jannah, ولا تضحى. Okay, they won't be exposed to the sun. They won't be hot from the sun. And the weather will be perfect in Jannah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us Jannah. ضيف يقال للواحد والاثنين والجماعة. The word ضيف, this is a guest, okay? This word is used for one guest, two guests, or a group of guests. Still ضيف. Okay? هل أتاك حديث ضيف إبراهيم? Or Surah Al-Dhariyat. Has the story of Ibrahim's guest come to you? It says ضيق بكسر الضاد مصدر. The word ضيق with the kasr on dad is the masdar. And as a note, this is not mentioned in the Quran. It's not mentioned in the Quran. Well, ضيق means for something to be like tight and restricted and narrow. Narrow. He says وبفتحها مع إسكانها وبفتحها مع إسكان الياء. It's also pronounced with ضيق. ضيق. Okay? ضيق and ضيق. Is that clear? No. Let me say that again. Let me say that again. So we got ضيق. ضيق is masdar. ضيق is masdar. He says when it comes with a fatha though, like ضيق, ضيق in the سكون, هذا تخفيف من الضيق المشدد. That's that's ضيق without the shadda. Just like we got mates, mates, the same meaning. Mates, mates. Okay, طيب, طيب. Okay, غيب, غيب. Is that clear? Sayyid, Sayyid. Nah, that's what it means here. Okay, when it's ضيق, with a fatha, that's تخفيف من المشدد. ضيق, ضيق, طيب. Same meaning. Yep. حرف عين. We have time to do some more of ayn, right? Or would you like to stop here? طيب, we stop here. Barakallah fake. طيب, any questions? طيب. طيب, سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم.